A storm is brewing in the super bantamweight division as champion Stephen Fulton, Cool Boy Steph as he's known, is going to meet up against the monster Naoya Inoue for the unified junior featherweight title. Coming up soon. Let's talk about it. In just over 3 weeks, Cool Boy Stephen Fulton will be taking on Naoya Inoue for the unified junior featherweight championship on Tuesday, July 25th. It'll be broadcast live on ESPN+. For some of us, because it's going to take place in Tokyo, Japan, that's going to be an early morning rise to be able to see this championship fight. But it's definitely a fight that even casual observer does not want to miss out upon. These two men have been on a collision course for a while, but then it looked like it may not happen. So finally now it is happening. Steph is one of the most sensational boxers of this present day. The man is fluid, he has speed, he has footwork, he has the ability to evade shots. He's exciting to watch. But Mr. Inoue is someone and somewhat of a different type challenger than Fulton has faced up to this point. Coming out of Japan, Naoya Inoue, nicknamed the Monster, is a fighter who has definitely put himself in a position for excitement with the knockouts that he has registered. His record currently stands at 24-0 with 21 knockouts, and at bantamweight, he had ruled the division with an iron fist. Many people have witnessed his knockouts as he goes in almost in a seek and destroy type nature, giving credence to the nickname that he has received. His 2-round knockout over Nonito Donaire in their rematched fight from June of 2022 really sealed the fact that as a unified champion of the IBF, WBA, and WBC, he was a formidable champion. And when he, after that in December of 2022, defeated Paul Butler for the undisputed titles, he looked for more giants to slay. Many people didn't think that he would think about moving up, but when he announced that he wanted to move up to Super Bantam, of course the king of that division is none other than Cool Boy Steph. Now Steph, he has solidified himself in the division with countless victories over undefeated fighters. He has a string of victories going back from Daniel Roman to Brandon Figueroa and such. He, with his current record of 21-0 and 8 KOs, has put on clinics of boxing, evading, hit and not be hit, not seen since the likes of Sweet Pea Whitaker. And he is an orthodox fighter as well as Inoue. There's contrasting styles seen to give us the impression that this could be a very interesting fight. The way that Cool Boy boxes, the way he puts his punches together in combination, where he can step one way, go the other way on a dime, and turn an opponent, get him off balance, and fire shots in combination, which is very important, is very impressive. We've watched him do this now, and at the age of 29, he's in his prime. So, being willing to accept the challenge of the monster, it's impressive. And you have to understand why it's impressive. Because Inoue can take you out with a single shot. And he has done this. He has hurt opponents time and again. He has given the impression that he comes in with nothing but absolute power. Both hands, a two-fisted attack. He's quick on his feet, he's quick with his hands, and he's very strong. He takes a good punch. Nonito Donaire is definitely a bantamweight who has a hell of a punch, and Nonito was not able to hurt Inoue. Interestingly, in their first fight, when he fought Donaire in November of 2019, Donaire had inflicted some damage upon Inoue's eye, and he ended up after that fight having to have eye surgery, but he still went on to victory in that fight with a unanimous decision, dropping Nonito late in the fight with a body shot. So when these two come together, Fulton and Inoue, it's going to be a battle of the wills. Who can impose their game plan, their style, their substance on the other as they compete for this unified crown. Now when Schoolboy took on Brandon Figueroa, it was a majority decision, and many people felt that the boxer did win the fight, but it was very close. Fulton can box, like I said, the best in the business. And in this fight, he has to solidify that and not get drawn into a thing where he's measuring his strengths against Monster Inoue's. He has to stick to his own game plan. And he's going to have to do something that, as I studied his fights, that he doesn't do on a regular basis, but for this particular fight, he's going to have to implement this as part of the game. He's got to keep his hands up. None of that dropping your hands low, fading and pulling back with your chin in the air and things of that nature, because one punch by Monster Inoue could put you in trouble. Now, we know that Steph is naturally a bigger man, but at this weight class of super bantamweight, Monster Inoue is going to bring the classic power puncher in against the classic boxer, and it's going to require the man who imposes what they do best in the fight. As long as Steph can keep his hands up and be mindful on defense, he should be able to walk away with a victory in this fight by outboxing and outclassing the monster. But I believe that the monster has a chance in this fight, and the chance will be predicated on Stephen Fulton not minding his business. And that means being disciplined, keeping his hands up and everything. Monster has indicated he has never fought a melanated fighter before. And that's interesting within itself, because he may be intimidated going into this fight, And if that be the case, the Fulton camp has to recognize that and be prepared to take immediate advantage of those circumstances. If he's not intimidated, he still might be a little bit hesitant, because not being able to gauge the strength or power of Stephen Fulton off the bat, he may have reservations initially. But he can still punch himself. And if you give him the opportunity to bang the body, the hands come down. You give him an opportunity to hit you on the chin, the lights go out. That's what you have to know when it comes down to Monster Inoue and his chances in this fight. At the end of the day, Stephen Fulton needs to box, keep his hands up, be mindful of his defense. Think about running up the points like the New England Patriots used to do when they were at their Super Bowl best. Put plenty of points on the board. Don't worry about trying to knock out Monster Inoue. Don't worry about going toe-to-toe to him, trying to prove who's the tougher guy. There's always a tougher guy. Schoolboy needs to be mindful of what he does best and keep his hands in a proper position to defend himself and protect himself. One punch from a knockout puncher like Monster Inoue can change everything. And sometimes when you are dismissive of a fighter and you're not acknowledging what their strengths are, but you only think about them not being in your class, you can be proven wrong. Inoue is 30 years old. He's 5'5" with a 67.5-inch reach. Fulton is 29, as I said earlier. He's 5'6.5" with a 70.5-inch reach. This is going to be a dynamite matchup, and it could end with dynamite. Well, what do you think? This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Would Cool Boy Steph take Monster to school? It remains to be seen. But let's check it out. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.